Hi guys, it's me, Ms. Mason, back again with another art activity for you. This time we're going to talk about 1-point perspective school hallway. Now normally I have my fifth graders do this every spring at the end of the year. So particularly if you're in fifth grade, you might want to watch this and try it out. I'm going to break it up into 2 or 3 different parts and I'll release them on different days so you don't get too far ahead and make mistakes, okay? And then that way you can watch part 1 over and over and over again if you need to, or pause it where you need a pause or whatever. Anyways, you can also Google 1-point perspective school hallway to see examples of what other people have done. There's some really cool examples out there. So that's what we're going to start today. Now, what supplies do you need? Well, you need a pencil, okay? I've just got this old pencil here. You can also use a mechanical pencil if you have one of these at home. Okay, these actually work better. But if all you've got is this, that's great. Okay, you're probably going to need an eraser. If you have a ruler, that would be best. But if you don't, an old envelope with that nice thick side. In fact, I'm going to do my whole demonstration with an envelope because it really can be done and it's not hard. And I know not everybody has all the same supplies at home. So here we go. I'm going to tilt this down. Here's my drawing paper. You can see it's just a piece of recycled paper from school. I've got my old envelope. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line from one corner to the other one. Now, if you have 2 envelopes, you might want to use 2, but or have somebody in your house help you line it up. All right, so that's going to work pretty well. This is the only time when you'll need a long straight line. There we go. And then I'll do the same thing over here. I need to get that staple out of there. Oops. Oh well. Okay, so we'll just pretend that that has a corner on it. Okay, lining up my envelope with the corner. And I'll use my ruler to finish. And like I said, we're just going to pretend. All right, so now I've got an X from corner to corner, top corner to the bottom corner that I ripped off by accident, this bottom corner to this top corner, okay? X. Then you're going to put a dot right there in the middle, okay? And that is what we call our vanishing point. I'm going to write that on here. Okay, vanishing point. So that is where the magic is going to happen. That dot is going to be everything to make this picture work. Okay, now I'm going to draw with my envelope. I'm going to draw a rectangle around my vanishing point. And I can't really see where I'm going because I'm using an envelope, but that's okay. Drawing a rectangle around my vanishing point. And you can see that my envelope here is making really good straight lines. Okay, so there's my rectangle. Notice the rectangle corner touches the diagonal line that goes corner to corner, okay? Corner on the diagonal line. Corner on the diagonal line, corner on the diagonal line, okay? All right, now I want you guys to imagine if we're at Palm, we have that hallway outside the art room, and this rectangle here is going to be a back wall. So I'm going to go ahead and use my eraser. Oh, that's a terrible eraser. Good thing I have this other one. I'm going to use my eraser to erase the X from inside that wall and just inside the wall, okay? All right. So I've just erased it on the inside of the wall. You can still see it outside the wall, okay? So this is now a wall. And when you're working on your final piece, you can put whatever you want on that wall. I'm just going to leave it blank for now. All right, now I want you to imagine that this is the ceiling. This is the floor. This is a wall. This is a wall. And then we already said that this is a wall here. Okay? So, ceiling on top, floor on the bottom, wall on each side, wall at the back. Okay? Now imagine that this is like when you look down a train track and you see the track get narrower and narrower as it gets further away from you. That's the optical illusion that we're going to try to create with our envelope and our pencil. Okay? All right, so to make the ceiling, I am going to put my envelope so it's going through the dot, and then I'm going to skip the wall. I'm not going to draw a line right here in the back wall. I'm just going to go to the edge and draw a line all the way to the end of the paper. Okay? So I just drew that line right there. Now I'm going to do the same thing. Now most ceilings in schools don't have a whole lot of lines in them. So I'm going to skip that back wall, start at that line, and go all the way to the edge of the paper. Okay? And then the last one, I'm just going to put in one more for the ceiling. It's going through the dot, skip the back wall, and go all the way up. Okay? So, hold that up so you can see. There's our ceiling. Okay? Now, if I wanted to, I could very lightly draw those lines to the vanishing point, just so you can see them, but you're going to have to erase them later. So don't make them real dark. Whatever you think you're going to erase later, make it light. So you can see that these lines go straight to the vanishing point, okay? All right, now I'm going to put some ceiling tiles and the lights. So I'm going to draw some lines, and I'm going to make it perfectly parallel. So the edge of my envelope matches the edge of the paper. From one side of that X all the way across to the other side. Okay? And there's that line I just drew. Right across the ceiling. Back it up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so from one side to the other side. Parallel to the edge of the paper. All right, now, same thing, X to X. Okay. From one side of the X to the other side of the X. Parallel to the edge of the paper. Okay, horizontal. All right, so there's our ceiling. Now, I'm going to go ahead and erase these lines out of the middle. I don't need them right now, and they're going to be confusing later. All right, now I'm going to do the floor. Now, I don't know about your house, but the floor at school is usually tiles on the floor. So we're going to draw lots of little floor tiles, and I'm going to use my vanishing point again. Okay, so my envelope is right there, right through the middle of the vanishing point, and then I'm going to draw a light line, and then at the edge, make a nice dark line all the way to the edge of the paper. Okay, so there's what I just drew. You can see my light little line inside the wall, and then when I get to the edge, I made it nice and dark, all the way to the edge of the paper. Okay, line up my envelope, through the dot, light line, then at the edge, nice and dark. Okay, and I'm going to do a few of those. So my pencil in the dot, light line, dark line. Light line, dark line. Now, if you get really good at this, you'll find that just turning your ruler or your envelope makes it go really fast, okay? But we're not trying to be speedy right now. All right, so I've got a few more floor lines. You can see that. Now I'm going to erase the ones that are inside my back wall here. We don't need those. Those actually make it harder to see the illusion. Okay, so there we go. Floor and ceiling. Okay, so you can see that it's starting to look like this back wall is kind of far away from us. All right, now we're going to put some windows and doors on the walls here. Okay, now this is the part people have a lot of trouble with. Our doors and windows are going to be perfectly vertical, so I'm going to line up the edge of my envelope with the edge of my paper. I'm going to draw a straight line from top to the bottom of the wall. Okay, another one over here. And I'm going to turn this one into a window. Okay, so you see I just drew these two lines right here. They go from the X to the other X. Straight up, not leaning in any way. They're nice and straight. Okay, perfectly vertical. All right, now, let's see, I said I was going to turn this into a window. This is the part where people mess up because they forget. They want to just do nice straight lines like this. And I'm going to erase those because that is incorrect. You can see those two straight lines I just drew. That doesn't look like an optical illusion. That looks like you don't know what you're doing. Okay, so I'm going to erase that because I'm going to show you the way to make it look 3D. Okay, I'm going to use my vanishing point again. Put my paper right through the vanishing point, my envelope, and then I'm going to skip over here to where my window is and draw a line just in the window. Now, if you want to, you can draw a real light line to show yourself where it is. Okay, you can see my light line here, but I am going to erase that because all I really want is this one in the window. Okay, but I'm not going to erase it right now. I'll wait till I'm done. Okay, vanishing point again, light line, and then when I get to my window, nice dark line. And I'm going to do, I think, 2 more. So 4 total. Okay. Now, if you Google some of these other people's images, you'll see lots of different ideas of things you can put in your hallway. And I'm going to try to show you the basics of how to make most of them. Okay. So there's my window, and I've got all these extra lines here. So I'm going to go erase those because we definitely don't need them. Oops, I accidentally erased part of my wall and ceiling lines. See, I got myself confused. It's another reason not to draw too many lines. Oh, I did okay. All right. All right, so there's our window, okay? And if you wanted to, you could put something in the window, like maybe I'll put a table in there because that's our library at Palm. Maybe I'll put a table there. I'm using my vanishing point to draw the lines on the table. And maybe I'll put a little plant. Okay. So there we go. Maybe, does that help at all? Anyways. Okay, so we got our ceiling, got our floor, got one window. Now I'm going to put a doorway on the other side over here. Okay. So again, I'm going to use the edge of my paper to make sure that my line is straight and vertical, okay? Not a diagonal line. I'm just going to draw a nice dark line from this side of the wall to that side, from the floor to the ceiling, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing a little further down, slide my envelope down away from there, draw a nice straight vertical line. Okay, floor to ceiling. Now our doors at Palm, and I think Perez is the same way, have a window at the top of them. So I'm going to draw that little window. So I'm going to use my vanishing point again. I'm going to put my envelope right through it. And I'm going to draw that light line. And then when I get to that doorway, I'm going to draw a nice dark line. Okay, that way I can erase the light one later. Okay, and then our doors, sorry, have a window in them so we can see inside. So I'm going to draw that real quick too. So again, I'm going to make sure my lines are nice and straight. Use the edge of your paper to help you. Draw a nice straight vertical line. Another nice straight vertical line. Okay, so I've got 2 vertical lines. I'm not finished yet because this is the part where I need to use my vanishing point to help me. So I'm going to line it up with the vanishing point. My pencil's right there. And then I'm just going to draw the top of that window, just the top, using my envelope as my straight line. And then I'm going to go down here and do the bottom of the window. Again, got my vanishing point. My envelope is right next to it. And just draw that straight line. Okay, and there's the window on my door. Now, I'm going to add a doorknob. There we go. Okay, so if I tilt that up, there we go, we can see that a little bit better. So you can see how it's starting to look like a hallway. Okay, I've got my door, I've got my window, got the floor. I didn't finish my floor. Oh my goodness. And this is the easy part too. Okay, tilt it back down. I can't believe I did that. Okay, anyways, so to draw the floor, no wonder it didn't look right. I'm just going to draw some horizontal lines, nice and straight, from wall to wall. Okay, you see how that's starting to look? I'm going to go ahead and finish drawing those lines, and then I'll show you the finished product. Can't believe I forgot that. That's just silly. Way to go, Miss Mason. I'm just so excited about showing you this. Just using my envelope. You don't have to have fancy supplies to make good art. You just have to pay attention to what you're doing. Make sure your lines are straight. Okay, because if they come out crooked, it's going to show. It's going to be real obvious. Okay, so actually I'm going to go ahead and erase the top of my door over here, that window. Oops, I made a mistake there. Erase that. Okay, so hopefully this looks a little bit better. All right, ceiling with the lights, floor with the floor tiles, wall with the door, wall with the window. Okay, so this is part one. This is just the first part I'm going to show you. I'm going to leave this up for a couple of days and let you guys practice, and then I'll show you part two. Let's see, I'll probably put part two up on Friday. Okay, so have fun, try it out. If you have any questions, email me, ann.mason@austinisd.org, and let me know what you're struggling with. I'll be happy to help you out in any way I can, okay? And don't forget to wash your hands, sing the alphabet song while you're doing it. Teach your younger brothers and sisters the alphabet song also, so they also have clean hands, okay? I look forward to hearing from you guys, and stay well and stay safe. Bye.